What's happening, YouTube? It's Fit for the Kingdom Trucking. I am late on every single last one of these videos. You have no idea. I was wanting to do a day-by-day recap of my experience with this trucking company that I have gone with, and I've been here since this is the second week, day 4 of week 2, and I had very well intentions on actually documenting and vlogging from the time that I got here up until this current point. But when I tell you that you'll be so exhausted when you get out of class and when you get off of those trucks and when you're done with your instructor for the day and you get back to the hotel, you won't be having energy for nothing. Cause you gotta get up early, you gotta be downstairs by 6, and it just takes too much out of you. You on your feet, you constantly engaging your mind. It's a lot, but I'm getting ready to backdate this entire video. I'm gonna recap day 1, actually the day before day 1, which was the day before I actually started orientation when I got into the hotel. So I'm getting ready to dive into that, recap, review, go over the company I'm with, what I'm gonna be doing, and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm ready to get right into it. This is one of the first videos for this channel, so I'm excited and I'm looking forward to this channel growing and growing and growing. And guess what? I'm not growing if you ain't growing with me. So hey, let's get it. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's get into it. Who am I driving for? Schneider. This is a good old Schneider trucking vlog. Good old Schneider company review. It's a lot of them that's on here. I think Schneider is probably one of the most popular trucking companies that are on YouTube. They have a very popular program called the CAT program, which is the Cdl Apprenticeship program, which is what I signed up for. Very good program, a lot of pros, a lot of cons too, but it's what you make it. You definitely have to be purpose driven in what it is that you are doing, but it's pretty cool because they put you in a hotel, they pay for your lodging, they pay for 2 meals. No, they don't really pay for like meal for you to like lunch meal for you to actually get what you want to get anywhere you want to get it from. You actually are limited to what they cook at the operating center, which is alright. It's alright food, but after like day 2, day 3, you be ready to have something else. But it ain't bad. You know, it's free. Hey, what can you say? But let me talk about my recruiting process. Well, before the recruiting process, I applied. I was looking online. You know, you type in your zip code, you look for something that's in your area, and you have different jobs that'll pop up. You select the one that sound good to you, that got everything that you want in it. You're not gonna get everything that you want, but you know, you can get it. You can get it pretty close. They're pretty big with a lot of options on there. So specifically, you want to find one that offers the apprenticeship program. So luckily, I found one within my area of the zip code that I entered for me to hop on that program. And the closest one to me was the one in Charlotte. There is an operating center in Charlotte, North Carolina. So with the review process with the recruiting process, after I had applied, I got an email directly afterwards, you know, verifying that they received the application and that it's under review. So next day, I actually got a phone call from not a recruiter, but I'll call them like a middleman, somebody that makes sure that everything is all good, and then they forward you to your actual recruiter. So this middleman, they verify that you are interested in the position that you have put in for online. And so if you're still interested, then they ask you several questions. They want to verify that it's okay for them to pull your driving record, pull your background information, and all this kind of good stuff. And this is the part where you want to be 100% honest. Even if you don't get the specific date of an accident or of a ticket, try to get it as close as possible and they'll be cool with it. But you definitely do not want to lie and say that you didn't do something that you did do, or that something didn't happen that actually did happen, and then they pull that report and then you end up getting caught in a lie. So I know for me, I was 100 with them. I was like, hey, it's a drug charge on mine. Like I got a whole simple possession on mine. Like of course that was years ago. That was a very long time ago, but it had not quite reached the time frame for it to drop off either. So I was very upfront with that, and pretty much I was like, is that going to be a disqualifying factor for me? Because if it is, then oh well for me. I guess it's just on to something else. But you try to be as upfront and honest about everything, because they are going to pull it, and they're going to pull it while you're on the phone with them. And then once they forward you to your actual recruiter, they go over detail for detail your actual driving record and your background. So they're the one that's going to go over everything line for line that you told this middleman person. So that should check out. You can't have, I think, no more than 5 moving violations within a year. No accidents where there was a death involved, things along that line. But for the most part, they're pretty good with pushing you on through. So it wasn't really a problem there. So after that, that was considered the interview process with the recruiter. So they tell you information, detailed information on the position you applied for, if you're going to be doing OTR, regional or local, the pay, they go over the account, the region it runs out of, all this kind of good stuff. So after that, you ask all the questions that you can, and after this, you get set up for your Dlt Physical and your drug screen, which consists of a urinalysis and also a hair follicle test as well. And at this point, after they schedule you, y'all are pretty much good off the phone, and they should send you an email with their direct number for you to contact them without having to go through the actual 1-800 number or the 1-888-44-PRIDE or whatever it is. But it's a direct line for you to have direct contact with your recruiter. So that's pretty good because it kind of cuts out the middleman. So your Dlt Physical shouldn't be too difficult. That consists of, they're going to check your eyesight. You got to have 20/40 in order to be cleared to operate or to hold a CDL. You have to have 20/40 vision, and that can include contact lenses, eyeglasses, but it has to be overall 20/40. They check your hearing. They do something where they whisper in your ear and you repeat what they said. They check your eyesight as far as your peripheral goes. That's really mainly it. Check your blood pressure. Little simple stuff. Nothing really too bad. Your analysis, that's when they just want you to pee in a cup. That's all that is. Your hair follicle, that's the part that I kind of got hung up on. I had to do that twice. I didn't fail it, but the first time I did it, they had to get hair from 2 different places. I'm not a hairy guy, so they took hair from my armpits and a little bit of hair from the back of my head, at the bottom of my hairline. But what messed me up was the nurse that did it didn't know that you couldn't put, and I didn't know this either, but you can't put 2 different locations of hair within one same collectible bag. So that put me in a 15-day hold where I had to redo my hair follicle test. So of course that kind of bugged me out, because how you gonna expect the hair that I already have limited amounts of, that you just cut to grow back in 15 days. But I got hair on my head. The only thing was my hair was braided, so I wasn't about to be in this urgent care, just taking braids out. So what I did was when I went back for my next hair follicle, I took a comb with me, and I started combing out some new growth. And I was telling this nurse lady, I'm like, listen, you have to make this work because you just gonna have to make it work. And she started talking about, well, yeah, I gotta make sure I pull it from the root. I was like, pull it? What you mean you gonna pull it from the root? How long you been doing this job? So we kind of had a little back and forth for a brief moment, like I call a heated fellowship. We had a little heated fellowship momentarily, nothing too bad, but needless to say, she got the little patchy areas that I combed out with that comb, and between them parts, she got some of that new growth and that fuzz that was up in there, and she made it work. And so that was a success, and that pushed me on through. And my set orientation date was the 29th of November. So they verify how you are going to make it to the hotel, and if it's going to be plane, they'll pay for your plane ticket. If it's going to be a bus, they'll pay for your bus ticket. If you're getting a rental, they reimburse you for your rental. If you're driving your personal car, they reimburse you for gas. So that's verified with your recruiter before they even schedule your drug screen and your Dlt Physical. So 29th, 28th, I had gotten here and checked in and was chilling for the rest of the day. Check in was at 3, but I got here about 1:30 ish. They let me check in a little early. They already had the room cleaned up and ready to go. So that was that. 29th was the actual day 1 of week 1 of orientation. And you have to be downstairs in the lobby at 6 because the buses run at 6 a.m. So you don't want to miss that bus. And class actually starts at 7, and you would typically be done anywhere between 4 and about 5:30. Some days we got out early, some days we got out a little late. It just depends on what all you have going on. But day 1, it was a lot of paperwork, a lot of I-9 needing to be turned in and verified. That's your social security card. You got to have your CLP, which is your commercial learning permit. You have to have your actual driver's license, and whatever it is you're using to identify yourself as far as a U.S. citizen is concerned, social security card, birth certificate, passport, things of that nature. It's a whole lot of talking, a whole lot of information on the company side about how they operate. They're introducing you to the online videos and modules that you have to complete. Let me see, you do something called emerge where they test your muscle movement, but that's nothing to be worried about. It's impossible to fail, literally. That wasn't anything. So that was really it. A lot of just information, a lot of paperwork, a lot of signing. Day 1, we got assigned. We didn't get assigned. That was day 2 with the tablets. But on the first day, we got our reflector vests and we got our non-slip boots. They have to be oil. I have to say specifically that they are oil non-slip boots. I'm probably saying that wrong, but there's something with some oil. But you got to be non-slip, and you can buy your own if you want. But if not, they'll provide it for you for $50. You pretty much have to pay that back. They take that out of your first check. So that's that. And matter of fact, I can show you They have several kinds. This is mine. It started out black, but you could tell it's dusty, it's dirty. You could tell that I've been. This is week 2, so I've been spending a lot of time in the yard, and there's whole lot of gravel and dirt. And this is the reflector vest that they give you. They require you to wear that at all times when you are outside around the trucks. They are all about safety, safety, safety. It is true what they say about safety. They are very anal about that safety. But I'm not mad though, because when you think about it, you are in control of an 80,000-pound vehicle, and you could easily take somebody's life. This stuff is mad serious, mad serious. So I'm not mad at it. I think some of their policies are a little out there, but for the most part, I ain't mad at it. It is what it is at the end of the day. So that was pretty much day one. Day two, kind of the same thing. We're still completing online videos and modules, but at this time, we are now being assigned our actual tablets. And this is what they look like. I'm not going to show too much of it because I don't want to put all the company business out there like that. But you get assigned a tablet. This is what you do. You get assigned workflow. You report your hours of service. All that kind of good stuff is on your navigation. Um, and it's actually assigned to you. So that's what's up with the tablets. You go on duty every day after you get this tablet. Every day at 7 o'clock, you have to log yourself on duty. Um, so for the rest of the first week, it's just a on duty, and you go off duty for your hour lunch. And then for your second week, whenever you're actually outside, actually starting that Friday, the end of the first week, going into the second week, that's when you start. After you go on duty in the mornings, that's when you start logging your pre-trip, post-trip, trailer integrity verification, and your daily vehicle inspection report. And I'll get into all of that in a second. So for the rest of week one, we're watching videos. We're going over safety. We're going over different little ins and outs of the way Schneider wants things done, which is pretty much what the whole entire program is about. You spend more time listening about Schneider's policy and safety than you do about trucks, which is crazy, but hey. But yeah, so the program is paid. You get $80 a day, and you get paid your second week, Friday of your second week, because it's one in the hole, so you're getting paid for the previous week. So if you're coming into the program, don't expect to get both weeks on that one paycheck. You're only gonna get paid for that one prior week that you have worked before. So it's gonna flow like that. So that was pretty much the whole entire week of week one was paperwork, making sure we had all the documents, dotting I's, crossing T's, completing videos, taking several tests. And the tests, they're pretty easy. They're pretty good with, it's all open book. They do allow you to get the answers out of the book. Half the instructors gave you the answers. It's impossible to fail. The only one that was challenging was the workflow um, test. No, the paper log test was a challenge. But for the most part, if you pay attention and or if you really dedicated to what you're doing and what you came there to do and what you came there to accomplish, then you won't mess it up at all. But pretty much that's the whole entire first week. So Friday of the first week was when we actually got split because our class was about 14 to maybe 17 people. So that Friday of the first week, that's when they split us into smaller groups, and we went out with our instructors to start pretty much doing truck stuff. First week is all class, end of the first week, and the second week is all pretty much yard. You're outside, so you're gonna need you some gear to be out there in the cold for whatever weather you're gonna be dealing with. If you in the summertime, pack light, wear light. If you in the wintertime, if you in the Charlotte area, listen, it'd be cold. It'd be real cold. So you want to have you some good winter gear. So this is when we're starting to get introduced to pre-trip, the terminology behind pre-trip, and it's a lot. It's overwhelming at first, but when you take a breath and you reflect on it, as the days progress, it'll start to settle in you, and you'll begin to really pick up on it rather quickly. All in all, it's a whole lot that they're throwing at you at one time, and it's gonna make you feel like, what did I sign up for? But stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, and it's gonna be all good. Because the thing about it is, they give you what you need to succeed while you are in this 2 week training. They give you the book for you to look up the answers. They give you all kinds of little I don't think I have them right now. All kinds of little paper and little nuggets and information and little hints and little tips, and you can use it with your instructor. So if they say, "Hey, go couple or uncouple this trailer," you pull out that paper that talks about coupling and uncoupling, and you go step by step. They cool with that, so do that. Don't try to go out there and be macho man and be like, "Ah, I got this," because they're looking at you like so. So yeah, and around this time, this is when we're starting driving through the streets. We're driving city, driving highway. Uh, Pre-trip has become a recurring thing every morning. 7 o'clock, we're going on duty. We're logging a pre-trip. We're logging a TIV as well. And at the end of the day, if we have driven that day, we do a post-trip, and we also do a daily vehicle inspection report, which is where we log if there's any defects with our equipment that we operated for that day. Typically, the answer is no, but you still gotta log it. So that's that. Now, what they do is they do a road test, but it's not the DOT road test. It's the Schneider way road test. You have to pass the Schneider road test before you can progress any further in the program. You will not graduate if you do not pass the Schneider road test. But here's the thing: your instructor, and it's about 3 to 5 people to one instructor. With me, it was 4. So me, 3 other guys, and my instructor made 5. So they take you out over the road, and you're driving city, you're driving highway, you're driving through town, through suburban areas, and we're all taking turns driving. And what they're not telling you is any one of these given days, they're testing you, and they won't tell you, and you won't find out that you've been tested until the next day when they come to give you your scores. And on this test, you cannot get no higher than 15 points. Luckily, I passed. I passed with 7 points. And there were very minor things, things that if I were to go back and get retested tomorrow, I'd pass it with flying colors. But yeah, you can't exceed 15 points, and I I think that's very good. That is very, 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 very good, because if you know how to drive a car, a regular car with a regular driver's license, there is no way you will exceed 15 points. The points that I miss are tractor trailer related. They're not bad decision related. I took a turn too sharp, or I closed in the gap too quick, or things along these lines where it's expected because this is your first time actually driving a vehicle that has 18 wheels on it. So things of that nature, but it's not that bad. Only thing you want to do is shake your nerves. Try not to be so tense, because when you're tense and you uncomfortable, you tend to mess up. So take some deep breaths and just go for it, because you got it under control. So that's that. So let me see. Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which is today. That was what those 5 days consisted of. That consisted of backing, or daily pre-trip, post-trip, inspecting the trailer, and doing the inspection report. Every day, that's what it was. It was a recurring cycle. At the end, which was today, this is when we started learning about sliding your tandems, sliding your fifth wheel, talking about permits, and pretty much getting you ready for the road, getting you ready for your TE, which is who you go out with for the next phase of this program. And during this phase of the program, you're actually out on the road with your trainer, so you're getting that real hands-on experience as far as backing, as far as driving, as far as workflow, as far as maneuvering in and out of tight spots and truck stops and rest areas, um, sleeping in a trailer, or not trailer, sleeping in a tractor. All of this is beneficial. We need that experience, and I love the program because it's only 2 weeks long. Now that's short. I like it because it is that short. Other folks like it because it's not long enough. but whatever works for you. I can grasp it in 2 weeks. And if there's anything that I don't feel confident in, I'm gonna vocalize and I'm gonna say, hey, let's I wanna keep doing this, and I'm gonna perfect that. So you got some people that got issues and don't ever say anything. They'll just wing it, and then they'll mess something up. If you'll just use the instructor while they're there, or use your training engineer while they're there, then what's wrong with that. Ask questions. So that's the pretty much the end of week 2, because tomorrow, yeah, because Thursday is the last day with our instructor. So tomorrow we go back in the classroom for a lot of safety meetings. We're supposed to meet with the operations manager, all that kind of good stuff. So we won't do any driving on tomorrow. And the bad thing is, everything I'm saying right now probably won't matter going forward after about next month, because they're talking about changing the whole entire program, the whole entire layout, the whole entire format is getting ready to change. They're talking about changing it to where the whole entire thing is self-paced, and it's no longer going to be Schneider entering you into automatic phases. So when you enter in, it's you're starting out with pre-trip, and you won't leave pre-trip until you master pre-trip. The way it is right now, you got a day to get pre-trip down, or at least progress in it, and you continue progressing in it. But as you're continuing progressing in it, you're going to go on to your next phase. You're going to go into your next phase, and you're rolling with the pace of the program. But the new thing that they have rolling out is that you are in control of the pace of the program. So if you have not mastered pre-trip, or if you have not mastered backing, for example, then you won't go on to that next phase until you have actually mastered that. Now it's a little bit different, and I'm kind of glad that I'm in it this way now, so I can just kind of ace on through, because a lot of this stuff you really won't learn and pick up on until you just do it over and over and over again. And the reality of it is, you're not going to get everything perfect within the short amount of time that they feed it to you. So I ain't mad at it. I mean, of course, you want to soak up all that you can, but at the same time, if you self pace it, if you think about it, if you, I'm not even perfect. Nobody's perfect at pre trip. There's so many things you got to remember, and there's so many things in terms of terminology, um, and the little abbreviations that they use and stuff. So no one's ever gonna get that perfect. The bad thing about what they're rolling out now is, if you wait for me to get that perfect, I'm gonna be in phase of 1 for 3 months. So I don't know all the details to the new program, but that's been the talk of the town. They let us go early today at like 12:30 today, because all of the instructors had to go to a meeting involving this new layout and format with this program. So I don't know all the details. I'm not sure, but it's getting ready to change. It's getting ready to change. But that's it for the most part. I am gonna let y'all see this hotel. They put us at the Comfort Suites, and it's not as bad as I thought it was. Very, very clean. Very, 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 very clean. I cannot complain. But hold on, I'm about to flip this camera. All right, so we start with the front. That's the door. Clean bathroom. I love a clean bathroom. Can't stand dirty bathrooms. They give me the creeps. So yeah, this is the bathroom. And this is a little snack area, microwave, little fridge, all my little snacks and stuff. Couch, lamp. Believe it or not, this couch actually pulls out into a bed also. Excuse the mess too, but bed, 2 beds, clothes everywhere, of course. And I'll show y'all. I don't know if y'all can really see it all that good, but this is Charlotte. I'm on the 6th floor. I'm literally around everything. Like, you name it, I am right by it. But I love the view from up here. But it's not a bad spot. I'm definitely impressed. So there is a shortage in training engineers. because I'm supposed to be checking out of here on the 13th to go out with my training engineer. But they've been saying that we'll probably be here for another week before we actually get a training engineer. They've asked a lot of people if they wanted to fly out to meet their training engineers or either drive outside of a 500-mile radius, which was cool with me. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I'll probably find out tomorrow, more than likely. But if I do end up staying here, they might move to another hotel because they keep people cycling through here, like new recruits and stuff. So I might be going to a new hotel. Not really sure what's going to happen after this as far as the timing and as far as my next phase. I guess I will find that out tomorrow. But yeah, for the most part, that's it. This is my Schneider review. Schneider recruiting review. Week 1 and week 2 are done. So we're gonna see what happens on tomorrow. I didn't get my certificate. I'm gonna do another video tomorrow, and I'm gonna show y'all my certificate. I left out of the cafeteria before my instructor had a chance to give it to me, but I'm gonna let y'all see that tomorrow. We got 2 weeks in the hole. The whole entire program is supposed to be 5 weeks long, but the training engineer shortage, it'd be 6 or 7 weeks. I don't know, but this is where we at. So I thank God for what He doing in my life. I thank God for His will being done. I thank God for everything, um, even that I don't understand. I just thank God. I really, really thank God. I thank God for each and every last one of you that's tuning into this video, that is liking my videos, that are subscribing. I promise you, you ain't seen nothing yet out of this channel. This is fit for the kingdom over here. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm a Jesus head all day long. All day long. All day long. But it's going to be some good content on here. This is not your average trucking channel at all. Got to be different. Got to be different. And so, if I'm going to roll with Christ and Christ going to roll with me, we going to roll with this trucking together. So, we going to be fit for the kingdom. But I'm not fit if y'all ain't fit right with me. So, until next time, y'all, God bless. And I love y'all.